Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 with your host, Ht1. Hello all. Oop, another black screen. Sorry about that. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. I do apologize for the video quality of the first video of this series because, well, unfortunately, I'm still having to figure out settings and stuff and everything, not only with OBS, but also in the game to make it look better. And hopefully maybe this time it'll look better because I've adjusted the game settings and I'm getting a little bit better frames than I was in the first one, so yeah. So here's hoping. So, alright, so what are we doing? Well, in the first episode we covered what the farm looks like and everything, and all that other good junk. And if y'all don't know what map this is, here's here's what the map looks like in the small map and everything. So, all right. So what are we doing? Well, we're going to fertilize, or we're going to seed 17 with wheat, so that way we can get the straw off of it. Um, then what we're going to do is we're going to go back down to the shop, and we're going to pick up a different seeder. We're actually going to pick up a planter, so that way we can take some, take and plant our other field, field 16, as you can see, with corn. And then we're going to go back to the, then we're going to go back to the farm, and we're going to um, basically figure out our next move for getting into the production of
Battery low.
cows. And thank you. Thank you. Why are you saying battery low? Oh, hang on just a second. She's going to pop up and
Charging
say charging.
battery.
Yep, there she is. Sorry for that. Technical defects. So, alrighty, so that's what we're going to do. Let's get going. Get our tractor fired up here. Now, I do have the guidance system on in this, but I probably won't be using the guidance system a lot because I really don't like um, doing it. As if anybody actually knows from my older series, I keep saying this. I'm an actual farmer. I actually like farming. So, with that, let's get our planter opened up. Make sure we're on wheat. And think we were at the edge, so let's get planter over to the edge. We gotta watch the fence. Go. And we should be good to start her and go. So we're gonna hit the B button. We're gonna hit the V button, and we're gonna hit the cruise control. Now that's the only thing that I really truthfully use in this game. That you wouldn't really have on a well, you'd have it on this tractor, but on this type of tractor. But the tractors that we use for our farm, and I say our farm because I live and work on a family farm. Um, we don't have the luxury of having cruise control. Basically, our cruise control is basically a throttle handle and our clutch. That's pretty much all it is. All we have. So we're going to come across, lift, do a back turn, watch the tree. Oh, that was kind of a sharp back turn. Alright, we'll plant across the top. So that way we do not have to worry about the trees. Speaking of the trees, later on, we probably will be removing a few of these trees, probably a lot from the top and the bottom of the field, because they're kind of a nuisance If for any reason I decide I want to take and use like a worker, a hired worker or anything like that, to help me out on the farm, I don't want the hired worker to get stuck on, like, let's say that tree that's those 3 trees that are right at the top of this field. I really don't want them to take and get stuck on those three trees. So what we would do is basically we're gonna rent a chainsaw, a chipper, and a truck, like a dump truck, and we'll probably um and we'll probably and we'll definitely take and go cut those trees down. There's a couple of trees on field 16 as well that I would love to get cut off because they're a pain in the, well, tushy as well. And then that way we'd definitely be able to have access to doing hired workers and stuff. Now I know, speaking of hired workers, there is a mod out there that is like it's a hired helper. Definitely, it's a hired helper mod, and I'm not a completely 100% sure how it works, but it looks quite interesting because it does look quite interesting because I guess you can assign them a vehicle and tell them to go do such and such, and they'll go do it. Just like this right here. See, I'm gonna have to turn tight, turn back, turn tight, turn back, drop, and go. See, now that's me. See, I know how to take and get around that tree. The AI in this game, forget about it. Forget about it. They'll drive whatever piece of equipment that they're driving into that tree, and they'll just sit there and spin 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 the tires all the time, wasting fuel, wasting your time, and you don't know it until either you look up, as with me, see I have the inspector mod, you look up and it goes, this vehicle's being blocked. Or you don't know squat until you go, okay, well this guy should be done, and you hop over here to take and see if he's done, and he's sitting on a tree, burning money. So, anyway, enough of the rant. So I have a question for any viewer. I have a thing for any of you viewers, if I have any still, after the 3-month hiatus that I had, and I do apologize for the 3-month hiatus, but like I said, I mean, there was quite a bit of stuff going on with my computer and stuff that, yeah, it was a pain in the butt to get it back running and everything, get it back to working and all. So, my only problem is right now I've got it to where it'll run. I got it to where it'll maybe record and everything. But I would like to either take it to the next step, or I'd like to take and try to build up the money to get a new one, get a better one. And I haven't talked to some of my family members about it yet, but I wanted to run it by you, the community, first, because this would be more mainly for you guys rather than me and everything. If I'm looking into starting up a GoFundMe page. Now, before you take and say, well, what's going to be on it, what's going to be this, and and everything, it's basically just going to be a website that if you feel like it, you can donate to. You can donate to the cause of basically keeping my videos going, because otherwise I don't really have a real truthful disposable income to I really don't have a disposable income to um I really don't have a disposable income to really truthfully spend on my computer to give you guys the video quality that I would love to give you guys. So that's where I would be asking if I started up a GoFundMe page, if any of you would, would like to donate. If not, then I will just probably just figure that I'll just have to figure out how to get it all. So, I was just wanting to know. I just wanting to see on your guys' opinion, what your guys' opinion would be about if I started up a GoFundMe page. Would you guys, would that be something you guys would maybe look at, maybe donating? And I'm not saying that you have to donate. I'm not saying that you should donate. I'm just taking and saying that if you donated, it would be very much appreciated. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to give you anything in return. So, but at the same time, I'm not saying that I would, forcefully say, no, I don't want your money. I mean, now, under those circumstances, I would take and say that, okay, if it's like your last whatever amount that you want to donate, I'd be like, no, keep it. You need it more than I do. And I need to learn how to drive, apparently. So, that's all I'm going to mention with that. Don't look for it in the too near future. Like I said, I do have to run it by some of my family members, a couple of my family members, before I do anything with it. Before I actually look into making one. Because I also want to make sure that not only is it a fair thing, but it's also it's going to be an easy thing to take and figure out. So that's all for that. So let's all right. So we've got that field done. Let's go ahead and drive down to the shop real quick. Oh yeah, and I want to show you the shop. So we'll actually go buy this planter from the shop itself, because the shop, god dang it, gotta learn how to drive all over again. I've been driving so many different other games besides Farming Sim for a while, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get back into it. So there's actually something actually cool at the shop. The shop is actually really cool. You know what? Let's drive down. Oh, this looks cool. Drive down the road in here. See, I've never been able to drive in the cab here. I've never actually been able to drive in the cab here this easily, because the settings that I had before would cause the game to, I mean, really, really, really lag out for me. So driving in game was really impossible. So, but it seems like with what I've changed on the game itself, this actually might be feasible to take and drive in game now. Of course, I'm going to have to get used to that. So, alright. Let's see. Let's park out front. We'll go park in front of the sales department. This is really cool. I like this concept for buildings here. So basically they have it so as you walk in, you have two desks to walk to. You have the sales department over here with all the nice shiny new stuff. And then you go over here and you have the parts shop. Now what's interesting about this is you see the this thing right here for the customization and the sailing of vehicles, the workshop. So if you actually come out this door and run around to this side and run around to this door right here, yeah, you park your machine in amongst all of this junk. And then you walk into the sales department. Okay, did I knock that down when I ran over here? I guess I did. I don't know my own strength. Holy cow. Knock that one? No. Yeah, and then you walk in here, and then they did. That's really cool. All right, but we want to go over here, and we're going to look at planters. Now, I have a few mods in here because a lot of these planters are like small, or they're like really, they're like really good, but they're really weird. So I have this mod right here. Yeah, so I have that mod there, and the reason why I have that mod is because as you can see, if you look down here in the descriptions, all of these are just planters. All of these are just planters. There's no, on any of these, there's no cultivating on any of those. This one is like this one. In fact, it probably is. Yeah, it is, and it just says John Deere on it though. Well, for the price, this is actually kind of cool because it can actually cultivate the ground as it goes. So we can use this one to take and plant the cornfield several times before, you know, we have to go in and maybe plow it out a little bit or anything. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna buy this. It does have some different ones. I don't know what the smart box does. I really don't know what the smart box does, so we're not actually going to take that. We either have the standard or the refuse tank. I don't know what the refuse tank is. I think we're just going to go with the standard, and then we have the wheel setup, which we can have, okay, so we can have standard tires or tracks. I'm going to go with the tracks. It's the only thing that I'm going to change differently on it, because I like the track look. So, normal design, standard design, and then with the heavy duty tires. Okay, we're going to purchase that. A little more expensive, but it's good. And it's only 250 horsepower. So our big tractor out here that we have running is going to be able to pull it because it's, like I said, it's about a 300 horsepower tractor. Put her in reverse. Back out of the parking lot. And we're going to go we're gonna go get the tractor, or we're gonna go get the combine. Or, we're gonna get the seeder or the planter. Jeez Louise. Don't worry about that thing sticking out. That's actually a glitch. That is actually the ram that actually lifts up the front end, and I don't know why it does there, but see if I do this and then do that, and there you go. It's reset back to where it's supposed to be. So, all right, let's go to the farm. Whoop, go to the right gear. Let's head to the farm, and let's grab our seed, or seed and fertilizer. Oh yeah, this is the machine. This machine, excuse me, I'll borrow the bus. Stop, no one's coming. This is the machine that takes the liquid fertilizer, which I actually kind of like this thing taking liquid fertilizer over the pellet stuff and everything. So, oh, we just went up the wrong road. Oh, no, we didn't. No. Never mind. Never mind. And yes, I'm kind of driving a little quick, but, I mean, there's only so much you can do in a 30-minute episode, you know? So I have to kind of drive like a bat out of hell to get anywhere. And as you can tell, I do have traffic turned off on this map because where the traffic drives, they actually literally kind of drive right here. And when you're coming down the other side of the road, they don't want to give leeway. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. And yes, I don't know if anybody can actually tell, I have actually been driving tractors with really long trailers for a long time. And so, without even looking back hardly at the trailer, I know kind of semi where it's at, where it's trailing and stuff and all that other stuff. Alright. So, we're going to pull up here. The seeder first. Open the tanks and hit the refill. Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll back up a little bit. Because apparently the trigger is not necessarily back there, it's right here. Alright, we're good. Now let's close it up. It's closed. And we're going to head out to the other field. I think I'm gonna turn around this time. Well, I completely forgot about the turning radius of this machine. We're gonna head back out of here. I don't know if we're gonna, like I said, I don't know if we're gonna plant anything in this field, because really, truthfully, we really don't need much in the way of that field. Since we have the two big fields that we can plant our other seeds in, and we have the grass field that has grass in it, or that, of course, it has grass in it already. Yeah, I gotta go this way. Since we have the grass field, we really don't need any other field. We may have to, after a while, tack on a couple more fields for, like, corn if if this cornfield over here is not being able to keep up with our cows, then we may end up, I'm not going to drop this thing off that edge. Let's go to the other side. We may have to drop a little bit of, we may have to get a bigger field, is what I'm trying to take and say. Or we may have to get another field to go along with this field, so that way we can keep up with our silage. But however, I think right at the moment, since we're only going to be starting with like 25 cows or so, we're not going to need that much. And the reason why I'm starting with getting the fields all done is because if we don't have our fields in place, what am I doing? Oh, wait, I want to turn that, hit that button. There we go. And hit that button. There we go. We're planting corn now. So, if we don't have our fields in place, or if we don't have anything that our cows are going to require in place, then we're totally unprepared. We're going to have hungry, very, very hungry cows, nothing to feed them, and so they're not going to be very happy. And we may lose a few of them before we even get around to being able to feed them. So for that, so that's one of the reasons why I'm on these first few. It's like, oh, we're going to do cows. Let's go get them. No, that's the wrong way to do it. No, the right way to do it is, oh, we're going to do cows. Let's get the place set up so that we can do cows. I know there's a few there's a few YouTubers out there that I know of that they've complained that oh, hey, I'm doing pigs, or I'm doing sheep, or I'm doing cows, and all of my cows died. And it's like, well, did you feed them? And they're like, well, no, I didn't have anything. Well, that's why they died. I mean, I'm saying this facetiously because I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there. There actually are a lot of people out there that would say that. They would get a game like this. They have no knowledge of any type of farming, any type of animal, anything, and they think, and they go, oh, I'm going to buy a bunch of cows, and they do, and then next thing you know, their cows are actually dying out in the first day because they have nothing. They have nothing to feed their cows. See, this tree is one of the trees that needs to definitely come out because it's way too close to the edge. Sorry for that. I just wanted to mention that tree was in the road. So yeah. So my rule of thumb, if you're gonna do animals, then you need my rule of thumb, if you're gonna, when you're starting off on a new farm, figure out what you want to do. Whether it's running grains, whether it's running animals, whether it's just running a baling service or anything like that. The best thing to do is just figure out what you want to do, work towards what you want to do. And then, or figure out what you want to do, and then that basically dictates what you have to do. So in the case of me, I want to do cows. I want to get cows going again. I want to get cows going on this farm. So what that requires me to do, what I need to do, is first off, I need to figure out my food. I need to figure out my food situation. So that, i.e., that in turn makes it in such a way, well, to get the best crop, I need straw, total mixed rations, and a little bit of grass. Okay? So now that dictates what I have to do on the farm. So, what I have to do is I have to have a field of grass. That's checkmarked because I bought a field that already has grass on it. So that works. Second of all, I need to make total mixed rations. So, in order to make total mixed rations, I have to have A, grass or hay, B, silage, and C, straw. So those are the three main ingredients that I have to make total mixed rations. So, that requires me to do one of two things. A, I could buy another grass field and just chaff it for the silage. But in real life, to get the best out of your cows, you would use silage. So I'm doing B, which is planting a field of corn for them. And then this I will turn into silage by using a chopper